Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Naseem here. Now, after using the iPad Pro for about a year now, the one thing that kept coming to my mind after using it on a day-to-day basis was this one simple statement that I think explains the 11-inch iPad Pro pretty perfectly. And that statement is, I think that the 11-inch iPad Pro is my favorite tablet to use in 2022. And I say this because the 11-inch iPad Pro has pretty much fulfilled all of the things that I would expect out of a top-tier tablet. It's one of the only tablets that I can say is truly worth its pretty expensive price tag. The 11-inch iPad Pro has a liquid retina display that gives you an amazing viewing experience. It has a great software in iPad OS 15 that has a great customization. It has an insanely powerful M1 chip that can run any power-heavy app. And it has a great battery that can last you all day even with heavy use. And even though the 11-inch iPad Pro is a great tablet that can still compete in 2022, I wanted to share my experience with you guys so that you can decide whether or not this tablet is worth it for you. And now the first thing that I wanted to look at when it comes to the 11-inch iPad Pro was the display. Now the iPad Pro has an 11-inch liquid retina display that is easily the smoothest feeling screen that Apple has ever made. The 120Hz refresh rate mixed with the buttery smooth software really gives an immersive feel that Apple's really able to captivate on. I was also really impressed with how sharp the responsiveness was. Like right here, you can see just how responsive it is, and there was never a time where I got any lags or hiccups. And that was also an immersive experience that made me want to use it more. And now the size of the display was really impressive because not only was it big enough for me to have a great viewing experience, but it was also small enough to the point where I could say it was much more portable than my 12.9-inch iPad. I also really liked how good the brightness was. Like whenever I was outside with my iPad, I would usually watch a video on it, and since most days are sunny, I had no problem with being able to see or do any task on it. And now the last thing that I liked about the display was how good the visual experience was as a whole. Like right here, you can see me watching the video, and I also really loved how sharp the resolution was. The colors were very vibrant yet realistic, and the size was big enough for it to feel like a mini TV. And to show you guys what I mean, here are some examples of me watching the video and playing the game.
They play Butler a lot. He leads the league in minutes played. That's a good-looking shot outside by Kobe.
Great defense.
Tonight a 3-on-1.
Nice play by Tart.
And will it be a playoff at the other end? Yes, it is. Kobe hits the three. Ball out of bounds. Clarkson quickly in now to Hibbert. Hibbert has not scored tonight. Has one rebound. Kobe deep and down. Kobe.
And now the next thing that I wanted to look at when it comes to the 11-inch iPad Pro was the software. Now the 11-inch iPad Pro handled the iPad OS 15 software really well. Despite it being only a year old, the animations and feel were buttery smooth. I didn't get any app crashes, and every app was full screen unlike a lot of other tablets. It also was able to run power heavy apps really well. I would play a lot of Call of Duty with my controller, and I didn't get any lag. The controller movement was really precise, and the graphics were still really good. But besides that, it still had those premium iOS software features like the ability to connect to different devices at ease, iMessage, FaceTime, and all those premium iOS apps that many people use. And it even had that iOS smoothness that even with the bugs was a joy of using. And if you are considering getting this phone, then using less power heavy apps will improve the performance and minimize the bugs. And now the next thing that I wanted to look at when it comes to the 11-inch iPad Pro was the battery. Now my iPad will usually get me 4 to 8 hours of on-screen time, which was moderate use, but it was still able to last me more than a day with a lot of battery, which means that you won't have to charge it that much throughout the week. I would end my day with about 30 to 40% battery, which was good enough to carry me into the next day. There were even times where I wouldn't charge it just to test out the battery, and I would end my second day with 10%, which could still carry me through the night. And now the charging unfortunately wasn't as fast as the Galaxy Tab series, but since the battery was still able to last me so long, I had no problem. And again, I would charge my iPad overnight, so I didn't really care too much about the slow charging speeds. So overall, I would say that the battery on the 11-inch was really good, and if you're someone who is looking to get this iPad in 2022, then it will last you all day with no problems. And now the next thing that I wanted to look at when it comes to the 11-inch iPad Pro was the speakers. Now the speakers on this iPad were really good for the size. The bass was really good, especially when I would play my more intense songs on my playlist. The overall sound quality was really good when compared to the 12.9-inch version. The vocals were very loud and clear, the instrumentals were louder than expected, and the sound enhanced my viewing experience. And to give you guys an idea of how the speakers sound, I'm going to play a video so that you can just see how loud they are.
We got the basketball. Look at this pass intended for LeBron. He's got it! Countdown king.
That was the right play to make.
LeBron had another little outdoor and then a monster dunk.
But L.A., don't let that go in. Are they counting that?
Turnover. Lakers are at 12. All of a sudden, Bane with a burst of speed, chased down by LeBron.
And the final thing that I wanted to look at when it comes to the 11-inch iPad Pro was the cameras. Now the cameras on the iPad Pro are, in my opinion, really underrated. Even though it's a tablet, I was still able to get some really good quality photos despite what people would think. Like right here, you can see my outside daytime photos, and I would say that these were really good pictures that turned out really well. The skies were very vibrant, the trees and other aspects of nature were very sharp. The camera was able to handle my skin color really well, especially when compared to last year's version where my face would look light at times, and the overall color of the outside pictures were pretty great. And now when we look at the inside daytime photos, I will say that these were also really great. Like right here, you can see that there was no graininess no matter how dark it got, and my selfies were top notch when compared to other flagships. The quality got much better, the sharpness was still great, and the colors were very accurate, which definitely redeemed the camera overall. And when it came to video quality, the 11-inch iPad had one of the best to offer. And to give you guys an example, here's some photos that I took on it. And coming to my final conclusion, I think that the 11-inch iPad is definitely a great tablet that you can get in 2022. It has everything that you need all in one, and it can still hold its own weight with any of its competitors. And there it is, my review on the iPad Pro after 1 year of use. Now let me know down in the comments, would you get the 11-inch version over the 12.9-inch version? Let me know. And if you guys made it to the end of this video, I'd like to say thank you for sticking around. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe, it'll be very appreciated. And as far as social media, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.